everyone, Julie here with Paisleys and Polka Dots. I'm so excited to be here, and a big thank you to Stampin' Scrapbook Expo for having me here today. If you're not familiar with Paisleys and Polka Dots, we are an online company and all of our kits are pre-designed and many of them are pre-cut. We make anything from scrapbook layouts to mini albums, card kits, and some of our more popular kits right now are our wood decor kits. So I will show you those in a moment, but first here's a look at one of our mini album kits. This one is just so perfect for what's going on today, right now. And I kept this one pretty easy so that even the younger generation, younger kids, could also document how they're feeling right now and document their moments and what these times were like for them, so they can look back and see how things were for them at this time. So this album is actually currently sold out, but we will be having more in stock. With our mini album kits, they are pre-packaged by page, so you get step-by-step instructions in the kit, and then they are packaged by page in these Ziploc bags. So all of the pieces for that page are pre-cut and placed into these Ziplocs, and then you follow along with the step-by-step instructions. So makes it a quick and easier project. They're pretty simple for beginner scrapbookers, but also detailed enough that seasoned scrappers can appreciate them as well. So that is the mini album. Here's a look at one of our 2-page kits. And this is the one I'm going to be showing you today and what we're going to be doing. We're going to be actually, I'm going to be showing you how to put the paper behind these die cuts here. So I'm going to set this aside for just a second, and then I'm going to show you our wood kits. Now our wood kits are all either they're hand cut and also laser cut. They come packaged like this with all of the wood pieces together, and then you also receive a separate packet with all of the paper pieces for the kit. This kit requires you to trace and cut, so they're not pre-cut, but you do have all the paper in there and step-by-step instructions for completing the project. If you're not familiar with how to do the wood kits, there is a video tutorial online step-by-step to show you the entire process of how to put one of these kits together. I'll show you what it looks like all done because it is super adorable. So this was our Bumblebee Gnomes, and I designed these to be put on a tiered tray. So there's quite a few pieces that go with this individual kit here. So this is what they look like finished. Aren't they just adorable? I just love these little guys. They make me so happy. It comes with both these guys. Comes with these 2 blocks here, and it also comes with this garland because the tiered trays always have these garlands on them, and these garlands are just so popular with the natural wood balls right now. So but they're cute on a shelf, on a mantle, anywhere in your home. Just love the wood decor kits, and they're a quick and easy project to do right now. If you're at home crafting, trying to find something to do, these are quite popular. Okay, let's get back to our 2-page layout. This is a look at the pages that we're going to be completing today. This is the left-hand side of the page. Okay, and this is the right-hand side of the page. And I'm actually going to be showing you mostly how to put this paper behind the die cut because everything else is pretty much self-explanatory here. This is the instructions that you get in the kit, and it's numbered for you so that you know which piece goes where and by number. So piece number 1 is first, then number 2, number 3, and so on. That way you can layer up the pieces as shown in the photo here, and if you have any questions, it's easier to follow the numbers. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. This is the die cut sheet that you're going to get with the kit, and inside it has these die cuts like this. Okay, and this is what I'm going to be showing you how to back. Here's all the paper pieces. You do receive a sticker sheet as well. This is the sticker sheet, and you'll be using many of these on the layout. And you'll have plenty of extras for a future project if you'd like. Okay, and this is all of the paper pieces for the page, which are all pre-cut for you. And you're just going to lay them out according to the photos to put it all together. Okay, there is one sheet that you do have to cut apart, and it's this sheet. And you're just going to follow along with the photos here to figure out which strips you need. So like down here, you need this stripe strip here. Over here is piece number 8, this little dot. You're going to need this tree and this blue strip. And it does say that you are going to need a piece of the back of this to cover your little bone and paw for the die cuts. So you don't want to cut each strip apart. So for time saving purposes, I went ahead and cut them apart. So these are all the strips that I'm going to use on the layout. And then this is the piece that I had left over. This is the gray piece. So I'm going to set this aside for now. Set my instructions aside. And the first thing I'm going to want to do is to ink all of my paper pieces. Inking is optional. It's a matter of preference whether you want to do it or not. My color of choice is this Tim Holtz walnut stain. It's my go-to color, but any color brown you have will work. Anything that is your favorite brown, even chalks will work if you prefer to ink. So in order to ink my pieces, if you haven't done so, a lot of these I went ahead and I inked, so let me find one that I haven't inked. So this orange piece here, all I do is dab my little inking tool into my stamp pad here, and I just brush the edge of the paper like so. Just getting a little bit of ink on the edge. I tend to have a really light hand because I don't like heavy inking, and that's just my preference. I like a very light look. It helps make your pattern papers separate from one another when they're all laid on the layout. So you just go all the way around this with the ink, okay? And you're going to want to do that to all of the paper pieces, okay? So once you're done with that, you're going to set your ink aside. And I'm not going to do all of my pieces just to save time here. And then I'm going to show you, you're going to want to take your die cut here. And I'm going to show you how to place paper behind that die cut. So I'm going to take my bottom pieces and set them aside. Okay, so there's several different ways that you can do this. And for me, this is the easiest way. I'm going to start at the top here. And I'm going to do each section at a time. Okay, so you want to have, I use a mechanical pencil. Go ahead and place your die cut on the sheet of paper and then trace around it with the pencil. Trace all the way around the die cut. And where the die cut doesn't, where you can't have a line to use, you can move it to one of the other shapes because this shape is the same. They're just placed at different angles. So for instance, like this area right here, I can't trace around that area. So I can find another shape that has that area. So if I take this one and line it up, I can get that part that I'm missing, like so. Okay, so you can see my line there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out, and I'm not going to cut on the line. I'm going to cut in from the line so that it's not going to show outside my die cut. And you don't have to be too precise on your cutting because that white line of the die cut is going to cover it. And you don't want to cut too far in from the line because then you're just going to cut away too much paper. So I usually am I cut on a little bit on the safer side. And then if I have to go back and cut more away, I will do so. So I'm going to try and do this really quickly here so that we can get through it pretty fast. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to do this pretty quickly. So my cutting, I would probably spend a little bit more time cutting a little bit nicer than this if I wasn't on a time frame here. So, okay, so now I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it behind my die cut to see how it fits. Okay, and it fits pretty good. Okay, now if I needed to, I would go back and, so like right here, I have a little bit too much excess. So I'm going to trim a little bit more of that off. So you can always cut away more. You can't add to it once you cut it off. So try to be a little bit cautious with that. Okay, so it lines up pretty good. And if it's a little bit off, by the time you get it on your layout, it's not going to show that much. So I like to use a glue pen. This one's made by Zig, and any kind of glue pen will work. And I like to draw around that die cut on the back side with the ink. These work nice because they got the nice point on it, so you can get in all those little tight spaces here. Okay, draw all the way around it. and then place your paper on to the die cut. And press it down. Okay, so then when you turn it over, now you have that part covered. Okay, so you're going to continue to do it on all of these pieces that you see here. Now to do one of the hearts, let's do one of the red ones. Okay, I'm just going to take it, I'll put the die cut over the top, trace around it with the pencil. Like I said, if you want to get that point in there, you can find another heart that's the same size and continue to add to that piece. So now I have my heart. So I'm going to cut that one out. And again, I'm trying to do this rather quickly, so I'm probably not being as precise as what I would normally. Okay, so that one's going to go right here. Okay, I can either use a paint pen, or I also like this zip dry liquid glue. If it gets anywhere on your layout that you don't like it, it will wipe off once it's dry, so it works really great. So I will glue that one down. Okay, so that's how I do those hearts. And then the other way that we can do it, I'll do it on this bone here. I'm going to take a piece of that gray. Here's a little piece that I have here. Okay, so now we can go ahead and add glue to the die cut. Just paint around it here real quickly. Normally I would give these a few minutes to dry before I go ahead and cut around them so they don't lift. Place it onto your paper. So then now, instead of drawing around it and cutting it out with a pencil, now I've got my die cut all glued to the paper. And now I'm going to cut around the die cut with the scissors. This way is a little bit more difficult for me. Only because I can't get as close to the die cut as what I would like. So I prefer to do it the other way. But this way works too. So it's all in what you think works best for you. And that's what you should do. Okay, so we have that one cut out. So now I'm going to show you how to do, so we have our little bone here. That's going to go on this page here. So we have this one cut out. I also did the paw already as well, so we can save on time. So these two are cut out. And then I also have this piece that's already pre-done, so that I could save on time. And then on the back side of this is where the yellow is too. So you're going to use the back. There's another piece in the kit that you have plenty of extra yellow to work with as well. So this is what it looks like, all completely finished with all the pieces that I had traced and cut out. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to do the D here on the yellow. So this one, I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to glue all the way around the D. Drawing the glue on, okay? And then I'm going to put this right here like this on that edge so that I don't have to worry about that edge. That's one less thing I have to cut away with, and it's going to be inside the N. So for that one, I just put it along the edge there. It'll save me a little bit of time and a little step there that I don't have to worry about. Okay, and then I'm going to cut around that white die cut. This is not quite dry, so like I said, I would let it dry a little bit so that it doesn't move at all on you. There we go. Okay, so that's how you do the D. And then the R, you're going to have to trace once again on the inside of this and then cut on the outer part of the line. So you're going to want to trace like this, or you can actually trace on the outside this way. You can trace it this way, all around the outside edge, and then cut just inside that line. Okay, so that's the way that one is going to work. So this is the way your finished piece will look, just like this. Okay, so then we're going to go back to our layout, and we're going to lay out all of the pieces that we have. This is the right side. This was the other piece to cut the R and the D, because normally I would have had this other one all used up for the other die cut. So, okay, so we're going to lay this out just like so. Okay, and if I look at my instructions here, I've got the dotted border and the green border on this sheet as well. So it's going to get laid out like that, and then my finished die cut will layer over the top, just like so. Okay, so and then your photos will go here. On here, these are not mats. They're not photo mats. They are a representation of your photo, and it shows what size you need. So your photos will go here. So this will be this side of the page, pretty much all done. And then on this side, this is piece number 1. The trees are piece number 2. This is number 3. The flower border, which it says in the instructions, is on the gray side. So we're going to flip that over and put it that way. Then this one will go, number 5 is down here, and then number 6 is the brown. So that's the way this layout will get. And then our die cut, once we complete it, will go on here like this. And to place this down, you're just going to go around it with your paint pen again and put it down onto your layout. You kind of have to work a little quickly because the glue does tend to dry a little fast, or you can kind of glue it down in sections too if you prefer to do it that way. This is the bone, which will go here. Your picture is going to go here, and then the bone and your paw print up here. So I'll show you another look at the finished project. So this is the way it looks all finished. Like I said, this is a representation. This would be your photo here. So this is the finished layout that you see. You can use the stickers the way I did on these layouts, or you can use your own creativity for doing them. Okay, so what do you think? Pretty quick and easy, huh? So right now we are offering a 20% off all kits for the next week. When ordering, you can use the code VIRTUAL in the coupon code box to receive the discount. And if you're interested in any more information on the kits, you are welcome to follow us on our social media channels, as you see here, and or sign up for our newsletter on our website. This way you can stay up to date on all the latest and greatest kits. I want to thank you all for joining me today, and thanks again to Stampin' Scrapbook Expo for having me. Happy crafting, everyone!